Hi, it's Willie Crawford here, and thought I'd do this impromptu Facebook Live just to talk about winding up the year 2018 strong and going to 2019, basically hitting the ground running. And so, what I'd like to do is to first of all ask you to reflect upon the goals that you had for 2018, and then I want you to ask yourself, did you hit those goals? Okay. If you did not hit those goals, then maybe reflect a little on what you did wrong or what you didn't do that you could do. And that'll tell you what you maybe need to correct for next year. Um, as we wind down this year, though, um, one of the things I wanted to focus some of you on is just the goal of $100,000 a year, 100K. That for many marketing friends that I have, and many friends and entrepreneurs, that's their first big objective. It's, gee, it'd really be nice if I could make $100,000 a year. If I could do that, all my problems would be solved and all that. Well, it doesn't work that way, really, because people tend to do is they tend to shift their spending out, and they tend to just change their habits to basically spend all the money that they have. And so, they're no better off a lot of times, but we don't want you to be that way. At the same time, for a lot of people, it's difficult to imagine making 100K a year. And the reason is because they don't know anyone personally who's doing it. They don't have any role models. And basically, if you surround yourself with people who are doing what you say you want to do, you see that it's possible. And seeing that it's possible is what prompts a lot of people to go for it. And so I want to thank some of you guys. I see you people popping in now. I see Alan. I see May Grace, who's a high school classmate. I see John Young. So thank you guys for popping in. And again, my topic is finishing 2018 strong and hitting the ground running in 2019. And for that, I want to encourage you to, first of all, I've been talking about a book a lot lately. That book is, where is it? It's this book here by my friend Nick James. It's called Six Figures a Year in Info Publishing. And what Nick basically is talking about is making making six figures. And he defines in his book, six figures is at least $100,000, but it could be anywhere up to $900,000 or $999. Anything too short of $1 million is considered six figures. Anything between 100,000 and short of $1 million is six figures. And then when you hit $1 million, then you're at seven figures, which is not that difficult to do either. And I noticed my friend Cadino has joined us from over in Malaysia, and I see Kim, my good friend John from Atlanta, and Roger Dew. So thank you guys for joining me. Like I said, I've been talking about this book for the past week or so. And the reason I've been talking about it is because I want you to get it. You can get it for free. Nick does ask you to chip in a little to help to defray the cost of shipping. Nick lives in the UK in Reading, and he's going to mail it from his office. It's a physical book. He's going to mail it from his office to you anywhere in the world. So I want to encourage you to get that first of all. In the book, Nick talks about the fact that he can create a product while he and his wife are driving to visit his mother-in-law, and just in the car, she's driving and he's working on a product, or on a flight on the airplane, he can create a product. I've done the same thing. I've created a product in as little as a day, under a day actually. And in fact, when you get Nick's book, to get it, just go to williecrawford.org. That's williecrawford.org. And there, what you'll see basically is a repeat of the offer I'm making right now here, which is when you get it through the referral link I give you, because it is a tracking link. And the reason I have a tracking link is because after you request the free book, there is an upsell, which is cheat sheets, or one-on-one training with Nick if you need it. And both of those are excellent. but they're not required. It's just that they're offered, and so it's tracked. And there's also a referral contest, which I'm running behind in, which is fine. I'm going up against people like Matt Basak, who's a good friend, but he's a masterful marketer. And so anyway, when you get his book, just by going to williecrawford.org, that's williecrawford.org, and right on the top post on that page, it's a blog, top post on that page tells you how to get the book. When you get it, I'm going to give you two gifts. First one is a set of two MP3 audios. Those audios, one is entitled How to Be Relentless. It teaches you basically how to focus, how to have such extreme focus on your goals, your objectives, that you can block everything else out and you can refuse to give up. You just lock into something and you don't back down. And I have these audios loaded into my iPhone. I listen to them. I used to listen to them every day. And it really pumped me up and it just taught me, emphasized how to be really focused, to the extent that I shut off my cell phone, turn off, social media, and block out everything when I needed to, and I could really focus for an hour or two and get things done and get more done in an hour or two than some people get done in a week, because I was that focused. And then there's another one in that same 2 MP3 set that I'm going to give you called Clarity of Focus. And that, basically says that, when you have clarity and know why you're doing what you're doing, and you focus on your reason why, then that is what sort of pushes you through to find a way to get done what you want to do, because you're always going to come up against obstacles. And so, the thing is not to let those obstacles defeat you. And so I'm going to give you those 2 MP3 audios. But since Nick's book is about creating info products, I'm going to also give you a recording of a webinar / interview / training that I did. It was just done over a teleseminar line. So it's 2 MP3 audios again, plus the transcripts. And I call that my rapid product creation system. I used to actually, honestly, create a product in under a day and have it on the market. I'd wake up in the morning, early in the morning. I'm an early riser. I'd have an idea pop into my head. I'd say for a product, and I'd often email a friend and say, I need your help in creating this product. A lot of the products were interview products. And we would, do a little back and forth. I'd script out the product and then he'd interview me, or she would interview me, or we'd do something else. But I'd do a product in a matter of hours, and then it's just a matter of firing it over to a transcriptionist and getting it quick turned. And I'd have the MP3s or video today in a matter of hours. And so I have a product basically in a matter of hours, and then it's writing a quick sales page and then getting it out into the market. So I could do that in under a day. I could come up with an idea. I can today come up with an idea, get that product created and on the market, selling in under a day. I mean, actually making money from an idea that just popped into my head that morning. So that's called my rapid product creation system. And I want to give you a copy of the recording to that, okay? And the requirement to get both of those is to grab a copy of Nick's book here, okay? And to get that, again, you go to williecrawford.org, and you can just follow the instructions on that page where I reemphasize the offer, okay? The other thing is, since that's the recording I did, I don't know, a couple of years ago now, a few things have changed. For example, I use social media now more in launching products, and I do that very effectively. So what I want to do also is do a live webinar. I'll do it over Zoom, and on that live webinar, which I'm going to invite you to join for free, I'm going to review what was in the recording. So that's why I want you to download the recordings first, And I want you to go through those and make notes and write down questions, because what we're going to cover is how you can actually crank out a product in very little time, have it on the market and making money. And as early as 2 weeks from now, you could be making money. And the reason I say 2 weeks from now is because I'm going to do this live webinar on Friday, January the 4th at 3 p.m. Eastern. So that's Friday, January the 4th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to record it. So I want you to be on there live, because I want you to ask your questions. But if for some reason you can't be there live, I'll give you the recordings. If you can be there, even if you do be there live, I will still make the recordings available to you for free. So either way, you'll have them to use over and over again. So that's two gifts. One is I'm inviting you onto a live webinar where we go over how to do a product really, really fast, because a lot of people, they'll read Nick's book and they'll say, well, okay, I know what to do, but I still don't feel comfortable doing it. So I want to show you, I want to step you through the process, show you that I've done it over and over and over again. I have created over 180 different products, but then I've been in business online for 22 years. So, that's not that much of a major achievement. And I actually don't sell most of them right now. I don't push them. I push a lot of other things. I do more webinars and high ticket products, and I do the little $7 to $47 products that I create. But I create a lot of those, and quite honestly, you only need a few of those to be at $100,000 per year. So that's what I want you to do. One thing is grab the book. That's actually the driving factor behind me doing this quick impromptu. Okay, how do you wrap up this year on a positive note, and then how do you go into next year rolling? Not thinking things through, but doing things. And I know I see other people joining me now, like Lincoln Ong and James Foster. So thank you guys for joining me again. So that's the big thing I wanted you to do, though, was to wrap this year up on a positive note, and then go into next year, rolling. And I see Kate James join, who is Nick's business partner and spouse. And so I'm talking about the book, Kate, and telling them to go get it, and tell them to get it now. And the reason you need to get it now is because it's only available through midnight Eastern Standard Time tonight. Actually, it's 12:59 when the ball drops for the New Year's celebrations in New York. The offer's over with, and that includes the entire offer that I made, the bonuses that I offered, and all that. It's all off the table then. But right now, the book is free. After that, you'll have to pay for the book whenever it becomes available. So go ahead and get it now, okay? See, that was one thing. The other thing was I posted on my Facebook wall about a private Facebook group I have, and I actually brilliantly used a picture of Warren Buffett, and that picture actually just drew people in, and that's a key to getting engagement in social media. Is we're very visual creatures, and so video or graphics or like a meme, even a humorous meme, that'll pull people in. Whereas if you just post, text, you're not going to get the engagement. So I used a quote from Warren Buffett, and that quote also challenged you to get in the game, and Warren says, if you basically, you're going to end up working all your life and never get ahead unless you find a way to make money while you sleep, and that is earning passive income. And with an info product, you create it, you put it on a website, you start driving traffic to it, and if it's properly structured, you can send paid traffic, or you can use organic traffic, or both, ideally, and you are quite literally making money while you're sleeping. And so it's emphasized in Nick's book over and over again. I emphasize it over and over again. If you're stuck trading time for money, you can never get ahead. In fact, most people will never get out of debt even, let alone start building assets. But when you create an information product, you have an asset, and then it's just a matter of getting it noticed. And using something as simple as social media, it's very easy to get it noticed. So, that's my point there. I mentioned in that somewhere on my timeline, like with the Warren Buffett picture actually, that I have a private Facebook group, and I invite you to join that group. It's private because I want to control the group. I want to control the energy level of the group. It's my group. If you don't like my rules, start your own group. Anybody can start a group on Facebook. And but the purpose of my group is to teach you a few things about building a lifestyle where you have true freedom. That I called it the group Total Freedom, and I teach you things like how to make an above average return on your investments. For example, right now, banks, if you go and buy a certificate of deposit, they're paying less than 2% from what I've seen lately. And yet I can get 36% return on my money, and I can do that via tax lien certificates or tax deeds. This, in the state of Florida, there's like a million properties that are delinquent in their taxes, and the municipalities need that money to operate, to run schools and police and fire and all those things. And so they turn to investors and say, we'll pay you back. You pay the back taxes. And then when the property owner comes in and pays those overdue taxes plus the penalty, which is 18% right now in most of Florida, then we'll give you back your money plus the 18%. And it doesn't matter if you buy the tax lien certificate today and the property owner goes in and pays tomorrow, you get the 18%, the penalty. So it's quite lucrative. And I teach you a lot of other things like that within my private Facebook group. To join that group, you need to request that I add you. You just find Warren Buffett's picture on my timeline, and somewhere beneath that, put Willie, add me to your private Facebook group. And what I'll do is I just need to go over to the group and in a form enter your name. If we're not friends, then I need to enter your email address, and then the system will recognize you, and it'll invite you to the group. It'll send you an invite via Facebook Messenger. So I invite you into my group. Again, it's the idea behind the group is to teach you some success principles, what's working now, what some very successful people are doing. And I study lots of successful people. I have a lot of very successful friends, numerous multimillionaires. I was friends with a billionaire, but he's since passed. So I know the thinking there, and I've been a mastermind group that is composed mostly of what I call baby millionaires. So I hang with those people. The other thing is on my timeline somewhere there, you'll notice a bright yellow button that says join my VIP list. What that list is used for is to let affiliate marketers, that's people who sell products for commissions, let them know about product launches that I recommend they promote. What I do is I get asked every day to promote, or every week I get asked to promote a dozen or more different products. And some of those I look at, some I don't even look at because they're not the type products that I'm interested in promoting. But the ones I do look at, I get a review copy of the product or review access to the product. I actually go through the product. I look at their collateral, their web page. How good is the copy? Do I think it will convert? Is it believable? I look at the swipe copy. I look at the affiliate platform they're on. How reliable is that? I look at the person behind the thing. What's their reputation? What are people saying about them online on social media? So I check out the product, and I check out the entire system, the funnel, and then I check out the individual. And if I feel very comfortable about the product, then I recommend it to my VIP list members. And I do that via Facebook chatbot or a chatbot that's tied into Facebook. So when you go to the page, which is it's my Willie Crawford's marketing tip page, Willie Crawford marketing tips page. On that page, you'll see the big yellow button. To be added to my chat bot, all you need to do is leave a comment below that big yellow button, which is at the very top of that page. And when you do that, you're automatically added to the chat bot. Now, I started this chat bot back in September, and I've sent one broadcast to it. So it's not like I'm going to abuse your inbox. And you'll get messages via Facebook Messenger. And to unsubscribe from it, all you need to do is type the word stop at any time, and you automatically unsubscribe from the chat bot. So I invite you to join that. And basically, I'm doing all the research for you on finding products that are proven to sell and then telling you about them. And I see that Eric Wheeler's joined us, and Moman Kaiti has joined us. I thank both of you guys for joining me. And see, there's one final thing I wanted to mention. Well, no, those are the three things I wanted to mention. So I thank you for tuning in to me. I see I've rambled on for like 20 minutes. The big thing for you to do right now is to grab a copy of this book, which is free, but you are asked to help defray the cost of shipping. Nick ships it anywhere in the world, and it is a tremendous book. I've read it from cover to cover. You know, I haven't talked about Nick at all, actually. He's been online, I don't know, about 15 years, I guess, selling info products. And when he first started, well, someone taught him about the business, but when he first started, he was actually working 3 part-time jobs, you know. And they were all like minimum wage jobs. One was like as a DJ, another was a parking lot attendant, and the third one was a courier. So he was working his butt off. And when he discovered the information marketing business, he went from barely making ends meet to where since then he's generated around $17 million, which is respectable. I mean, he takes nice vacations, and he only works a couple hours a day from his kitchen table, wherever it is, or somewhere in his house. And he lives the lifestyle. He has nice vehicles, and his neighbors don't know what he does. Some of them joke. There's jokes about them thinking he was a drug dealer and all those things. I live a similar lifestyle. I work out of an office in my home. I need to get a banner design to put on the wall behind me so that it looks a little more professional. But because I'm going to do more videos, more Facebook Lives and things like that, they are very effective for connecting with your audience one-on-one. If you haven't tried them, I do recommend it. It takes a little getting used to. Most of us are self-conscious about the way we look. Me, I'm about to turn 60. I'm used to the way I look, except right now I'm running on very little sleep, so I look more tired than normal, but that's okay. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I want to thank you guys for joining me, and I'm going to share the recording in a few other places. Do go ahead and grab a copy of the book today. Let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to seeing you on the live webinar, which again will be on Friday, January the 4th at 3 p.m. Eastern. And there, basically, I'm going to review my rapid product creation system and take any and all questions that you have. So it's starting at 3 p.m. Eastern, and it'll run for as long as there are questions. So I'll answer all your questions, and then I'll give you a copy of the recording for free. So go ahead and sign up for things by going over to williecrawford.org, and I'll see you later. Thanks for tuning in.